Elon Musk's ideas and plans for the future of humanity is always something special to listen to. Or his ideas about how civilization is on borrowed time, and if we don't change our daily activities, we might face global population collapse. As we all know, Elon Musk has already found success in the electric vehicle industry as well as in the realm of space exploration. Musk has often been quoted as having a deep desire to be amongst the first group of people to land on and begin a habitation on Earth's little red neighbor. In 2001, before SpaceX and Tesla were formally founded, Musk threw around his idea that was later nicknamed Mars Oasis. Part concept, part plan of action, Musk detailed his vision for putting a greenhouse on Mars. And why? Because as he said, he wants to have a plan B if something happens to the Earth. And one of the biggest challenges of Earth that Elon Musk warns about is population collapse. When speaking about population topics, even researchers can't agree on population methodology, at least not completely so. According to the United Nations, their forecasts have stated that around 11 billion people will be living on planet Earth at the end of the current century. Other demographic groups who research statistics disagree, however. In a moment, we will take a thorough look at Elon Musk's opinion on the population agenda. But first, we might note that in Singapore in the 1980s, officials were asking families to stop at 2 children, but then backpedaled quite significantly in the month of March 1987, where the officials of government were pushing for their slogan, "Have 3 or more if you can afford it." Many opinions about the campaign were mixed, but the strange and awkward population increasing agenda that was pushed by the officials in government was seen in other global locations too. In subsequent years, many governments have shown similar desperation tactics to try to secure financial futures, which are significantly stable, and to do so, there needs to be a workforce in play. Their agenda has a method to its madness in terms of economic growth viability. Interestingly enough, many worldwide future predictions have come about via computer simulations regarding the potential rise and falls of population numbers as having ideal or disastrous consequences. In recent years, the world-famous multi-billionaire Elon Musk's opinion on world issues has seen increased popularity, mostly because, surely one of the richest men alive who is arguably one of the most intelligent people on the planet might know a thing or two about statistics and future forecasts which affect the current standing of the human race. More recently, statistics and even Hollywood movie themes have made us, the population, seem destined to see some mini doomsday apocalypse type scenarios coming about from the overpopulation of the world. Very interestingly though, billionaire mogul Musk has shown increasing concern with the opposing idea that the world might be facing an underpopulation crisis, as opposed to an overpopulation one. In fact, Musk stated that there are simply not enough people in the world and that this fizzling decline could threaten human civilization as we know it. When speaking at the annual CEO Council for the Wall Street Journal, he engaged eager listeners with his views, saying, "I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate and the rapidly declining birth rate." At the time of the well-thought-out commentary, the CEO was answering a question related to how the proposed technology, the futuristic Tesla bot, might begin to solve some of the current labor issues that humans are faced with on a worldwide scale. At the same event, he went on to say, "So many people, including smart people, think that there are too many people in the world and think that the population is growing out of control. It's completely the opposite. Mark my words, if people don't have more children, civilization is going to crumble." Musk's words seem both serious and ominous, and a little predictive in a similar way that Nostradamus predicted so many worldwide events, and many people do agree with him. And many also disagree with one of the most influential and arguably most intelligent entrepreneurs of our current time. With that, Elon went on Twitter and retweeted an article from New Scientist about an impending population bomb. Musk wrote, "The world's population is accelerating towards collapse, but few seem to notice or care." Some people responded favorably, while others responded by doing some math to show that his calculations were off. Some of the current statistics give a similar impression to Musk's, and according to Wikipedia, the absolute numbers when referring to growth rate increased. At first, they rose to a peak value of 92.9 million in the year 1988, and have since seen a significant decline to just a mere 81.3 million in the year of 2020. This major decline has been due to a global fertility rate that's been decreasing exponentially from a rate of 5 in the year 1960 to just 2.3 in 2020, according to the popular online source. Additionally, the global birth rate, according to the source, World Bank, states a steady decline too. But since the year 1960, and within the United States, the birth rate dropped by 4% in 2020. This was seen as a record low and was concurred with by other statistical data from the Center for Disease Control. The main opposing argument from Musk's underpopulation theory speaks about how overpopulation has stemmed from the discussions and popular lines of inquiries, which speak about Malthusianism and the proposed Malthusianism catastrophe. Here, the hypothetical, futuristic, and theoretical event speaks about how the overall worldwide population might exceed current capacities related to farming and agriculture, thus causing unwanted famine crises and wars over current resources, with the result meaning poverty and depopulation from such catastrophic events in future simulations. Musk believes that to sustain the planet, significant population growth is the ideal methodology, and his opinion on how long people live is also trivial and overwhelming to say the least. In the same CEO Council, Wall Street Journal interview, the billionaire expressed his view that people shouldn't try to live for a super long time. His viewpoint was sprinkled with this matter-of-fact opinion on longevity, where he stated, "I think it is important for us to die, because most of the times, people don't change their mind, they just die. If they live forever, then we might become a very ossified society, where new ideas cannot succeed." According to the online version of the Oxford Dictionary, the word ossified means either having turned into bone or bony tissue, or having become rigid or fixed in attitude or position. We might also realize that the possibility is quite definitive that many people might argue with the mogul on his longevity stance, especially where their autonomy or right to live a longer life is concerned. And this has been the case for the last few decades, where health has been seen as the new and thoroughly popular growing trend within many countries and cultures. We have all seen the increase and explosion of fads, such as the popularity of colorful fruit smoothies, the keto, paleo, and other viral diet trends, not to mention the addition of daily exercise regimes and workouts, plus yoga, smartwatches, and Fitbits. And all of them seem to be proving that much of the population are trying to sustain longevity, or at least aiming at beating the aging nemesis we'll all inevitably be facing over time. Overall, though, it seems that Musk has some valid reason to be concerned. At present, the statistics show the population's sheer unwillingness to make a decision to have children, apparently stemming from the current climate crisis. A recent survey conducted by Morning Consult showed that 1 in 4 adults without children stated climate change as being a part of their reasoning. Lastly, some experts as well as the general population believe that the recent health crisis in the world has also seen adults more likely to abstain from having children. And without a large enough workforce to sustain the global activities of production, perhaps Musk's concerns do have warranted validation. In truth, it takes working people to make the world function, and a growing, aging population and a declined birth rate are definitely not contributing to the much-needed workforce in all areas of business and resource maintenance overall. For these reasons, Musk wants to immigrate to Mars, essentially in proposing that humans become a multiplanetary species. Elon Musk is suggesting a way to avoid this massive collapse and extinction of human society. And finally, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. It will be a great support for us.